Remember the story about the woman facing charges for renting out foreclosed homes that she did not own? Well, we've been hearing from people who say they think they have some of that going on their own streets. I'm Tracy Wilkins, coming up on News 4, how difficult it is for them to prove it.
It's a neighborhood known for its custom-built homes and waterfront properties. Now, some who live in Tantallion are concerned about issues with home foreclosures and possible squatters. Neighbors in Fort Washington contacted News 4 after seeing a report on illegal rentals of foreclosed homes earlier this week. Prince George's County Bureau Chief Tracy Wilkins has more on their attempts to solve their problem.
And that's the house that we're talking about right there. We won't show you the house in question since the case is still under investigation, but the people who live in this neighborhood believe they are dealing with possible squatters or someone who is illegally renting a foreclosed home that's been vacant for about a year.
Finally tracked down the owner of the house is Nation Star Mortgage Company in Dallas. They told one of us that the house should be vacant.
The house is in Tantallion, an upper middle class Prince George's suburb. This particular home is valued at more than $1 million.
As far as I know, they haven't taken any action to evict the people that are in there.
Neighbors here contacted News 4 about their concerns after seeing our story earlier this week on Shannon Lee, who is facing various charges for renting foreclosed homes she did not own.
The burglary case involves her going and finding this property that's a foreclosed property, entering it, taking photographs, using it almost as if it were her own, posting this on Craigslist, advertising this property as a rental property.
I think that's a close example to what we have right down the street here, except I think ours is worse.
Prince George's County Police confirmed that neighbors have reached out to them for assistance, but it appears to be a civil matter at this point. The people here feel while they're doing their part, they don't have the laws or government support to handle this matter.
They're trying to come up with a process for handling it, but right now we don't have one.
Right now, Maryland lacks some of the laws necessary to deal with this issue, but there are some other states who have found ways to legislate this problem and manage it. Coming up on News 4 at 6, we'll tell you more about that. In the meantime, the Prince George's County State's Attorney's Office is inviting folks who believe that they have this issue in their neighborhood to give her office a call so that they can investigate it. In Tantallion, I'm Tracy Wilkins, News 4.
$1 million home, but no one's paying the rent, and a local lawmaker is trying to tackle squatters who refuse to leave.
Back from the battle.
It's a neighborhood known for its custom-built homes and its waterfront properties. Now, some who live in Tantallion are concerned about foreclosures, possible squatters. Neighbors in Fort Washington contacted News 4 after they saw a report on illegal rentals of foreclosed homes earlier this week. Our Bureau Chief Tracy Wilkins has more on one lawmaker's attempt to solve this problem.
But whenever something happens, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Ronald Weiss has lived in the upper middle class suburb of Tantallion for more than 30 years. He heads the Neighborhood Watch, which is why he's concerned about one particular house.
Various people coming and going, various cars coming and going.
We won't show you the house in question since the case is still under investigation, but the people who live in this neighborhood believe they are dealing with possible squatters or someone who is illegally renting a foreclosed home that's been vacant for about a year.
Finally tracked down the owner of the house is Nation Star Mortgage Company in Dallas. They told one of us that the house should be vacant.
Neighbors contacted News 4 about their concerns after seeing our story earlier this week on Shannon Lee, who is facing various charges for renting foreclosed homes she did not own. They say they've contacted everyone from police to county government, but can't get assistance.
I think that there's something that needs to be addressed, and that's what government is there for.
Maryland Delegate Jay Walker talked with neighbors about their concerns and says it's something he wants to handle in Annapolis this session. In New York, the Attorney General has presented legislation to hold banks responsible for property they own. He says that's a step in the right direction.
I think it's something that Maryland should follow, particularly Prince George's County, particularly where we're standing, the zip code that leads the state of Maryland in foreclosed houses. So this could be some relief.
The Prince George's County State's Attorney is inviting folks to give her office a call if you believe you're dealing with squatters in a foreclosed home or someone who is illegally renting a house on your block. In Tantallion, I'm Tracy Wilkins, News 4.